Put your quarter in, press the button. We back, bitches. Welcome back to Talking Shit.
Hello.
All right, then.
Pretty good, then. On to the next shit? I don't know. What are we talking about today? I don't know.
The obligatory Halloween episode?
I don't fucking know. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, boy.
You gotta do it. So sit back and crack a beer. Whatever your choice is.
I enjoy Halloween better than Christmas anyway. I mean, Christmas is nice, but Halloween's dope.
Yeah. It's an excuse to use fake blood, in my opinion, and that's just fun.
I thought so.
Yeah. I used to carry around a tube of fake blood at school, and I'd put some in my nose, and I'd run into doors, and be like, I'd walk up to the teachers with fake blood, and they'd send me to the nurse.
Good one. When I was a kid, I developed a taste for the fake blood, you know, in the capsules, the little tiny capsules. There was like corn syrup and like red food coloring or whatever.
Yeah.
For some reason, I enjoyed the flavor. And you know, I enjoyed freaking people out too. So that was fun.
Yeah. I question you on that one. You think about carrots, but you like the taste of that. I don't understand.
Well, I was also one of those kids that enjoyed the taste of like certain cough syrups and stuff. Like most kids hate cough syrups, but personally, I enjoy it. Not all of them, some of them. Good thing I never got fucking hooked on that lean shit.
Oh yeah, that's good. You dodged a bullet there. What's the spookiest Halloween you've ever had?
The spookiest Halloween I've ever had?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know. I mean, the neighborhood I grew up in, none of the neighborhoods I grew up in were that great. So there was always the dangers of like coming across somebody that's looking to like hurt you or rob you, whatever. That was always the thing.
Right.
But aside from that, I mean, that was like a background concern always. Watching out for like motherfuckers with guns like that. But no, I mean, I never really had like a spooky Halloween. There were Halloweens where, you know, we had to like be scarce and shit. And not from like anything crazy, just from motherfuckers being chaotic on Halloween. Running the block, shooting up with paintballs and eggs and shit like that. Just stupid shit like that. Normal, you know.
I got you. Okay, so like a better question. Have you ever had a paranormal experience?
Oh, I've had plenty of those. Nothing worth talking about. I've seen some crazy.
Okay. I have a couple stories. I don't know if you'd be interested.
Okay.
Okay. So, I don't personally believe in anything paranormal.
Really?
That's just me. But I've definitely had some questionable things happen that I'm like, that's a little sussy. I don't know what that's about, but alright, I'm going about my day. So, when I was little, I don't think you've ever been there. Maybe you did once. You know where Art and Jean live now?
Not really, no.
Uncle Art and Aunt Jeannie? No? Okay. The house that they live in now used to be Uncle Art's mom's house. And that's where his dad died. Okay? Right. So when I was little, Grandma Violet was still alive.
Okay, I assume that's his
And
mom.
I slept... Yeah, and I used to... Because my dad lived with them and Arthur.
Right.
So every other weekend I was with my dad. So I slept on a twin in front of the living room TV. And my dad slept on the couch.
Right.
So I'd be laying there at night, and all the adults hung out in the garage. They'd come in to use the bathroom. They'd have to walk past me, go to the bathroom, and they'd walk back.
Right.
So it's pretty normal seeing, like, 6-foot-something shadows walking by, you know? Especially when you're laying on the floor. Everyone seems really tall when you're little.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, some shadow would go by, but no shadow would ever come back. And then Arthur would come in. And I'd be like, he'd be like, you should be sleeping, why are you awake, you know? And I'm like, you're my cousin, don't try and tell me what to do.
Right.
But, he would, I'd be like, did one of you guys just come in, though? And he goes, no one's been in the last hour. And I was like, that's creepy. And then, like, so I would not look out the corner of my eye. Like, I would, like, purposely put a blanket there, and I would just watch the TV because it scared me. I was probably, like, 8 or 9, you know? So it was just, like, nighttime. It was spooky. But, yeah, so that's, like, the only thing that I can really think of. Besides what just recently happened to me at work.
What was that?
Oh, that was a little weird. So I was working an opening shift, so it was like 7:30 in the morning. Nothing real creepy, right? The sun is shining, the birds are twittering, right? And I'm going up the ladder to get something from like the top put away area. I work retail, so I'm bringing stuff down and putting it back on the shelves, filling stuff in, you know. I swear I heard somebody shuffle right behind me. I turn around, there's fucking nobody there. This day was weird. So then, like, 2 hours later, I'm in the back going and grabbing, like, a security box. And I swear to God, it sounded like somebody dropped a security box right behind me. I turn around and there's nobody there. And I was like, it's just weird today. Like, I don't know what to say. This is fucking weird. But okay. So we like to joke around and we're like, it's the Office Depot ghost.
I mean, it could be.
You know? So that's... Honestly, at the old Office Depot I worked at, you would hear footsteps in the store next to it because it was in a strip mall.
Right.
So on the other side of the wall, you could hear people walking.
Right.
But no one was there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I did security once upon a time for years when I was in college, and I used to do a lot of overnight stuff too. So one of the places I used to guard was it was like a strip mall kind of, but it was a big like kind of thing. It was like the plaza. It was called the Fountains Plaza, and it was overnight. And basically, I just rode around in a golf cart all night, just making laps around the massive freaking property over and over, and then like writing reports. I used to always have like friends hang out with me there, bring beer, party. But on the nights where nobody could come, it was pretty fucking creepy. Especially like in the wee hours of the morning, like 3 in the morning and shit.
Yeah,
it just just get creepy as shit.
Yeah. I did DoorDash. Not that I ever had anything like weird happen, but just people when you do deliveries at like 3 in the morning, everything just looks weird at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm
like
suspect
it's
as
kind
fuck
of
somebody
weird
trying
that
to order
people are up.
3 in the morning, bro. You might get shot.
Oh,
like,
bro, people ordering Taco Bell.
Oh no, I believe it. I'm just saying, like, I'd be careful. I'd wear a vest or something.
Yeah, I mean, up here it's not, you know, I'm not as concerned about it, but
it's always good to live with a certain degree of paranoia.
Bro, if I pulled up and you look sus, or if something just doesn't feel right, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna say I couldn't deliver your food. Good policy. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Please follow your instinct.
Yeah, like if I don't feel comfortable with it, I'm not gonna do it. Like that's the rule of thumb for myself.
Makes sense. A lot of people ignore those thoughts and end up in serious fucked up situations.
Yeah, I know people who have. So I'm like, you didn't have that niggling feeling in the back of your...
I don't know those people anymore because they don't exist anymore.
Oh shit! Yeah, those were the really important niggles that they didn't listen to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our stories aren't that scary.
No, I mean, I have real life stories that are scary, but I don't like talking about shit. Sometimes.
Oh, well, I mean, that, like, paranormal.
Nah, nothing really paranormal. It's just the general shittiness of humans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's not really anything ghost-related.
I do have a story about our aunts.
Which one?
When they were younger. We do, but I won't name names. I think you'll be able to figure it out. I just don't want him to get in trouble with anybody.
I mean, I'm sure whatever the fuck the problem is, statute of limitations. Oh, well, I don't know.
God doesn't forgive. Just kidding.
If you say so. I'll take your word for it.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it anyways. But I do know it was a really big deal because our family, not us in particular, but our family in general, a lot of them are very religious. But so they were fucking around with a Ouija board.
Oh, goodness.
And they said that the bed, it was a 4-poster bed, and the bed rose off the floor,
really?
like by 3 inches, and the girls were so scared that one of them yelled, like Jesus Christ or something. Like I think it was more of an expletive than a like save us. And they said that the bed fell and hit and dropped to the floor. And to this day, I can tell you that one of our aunts is absolutely terrified of any kind of ghost movie. Like you cannot watch one in her house. You can't even play a video game that's themed like it. Like she was absolutely terrified. And I lived with this aunt for a little bit, so like I know because I tried to watch like a scary movie, and she was like, "No, you're not allowed to watch this," because I wanted to record it or something.
Right.
She's like, "Please, it's the only thing I ask of you. Just do not watch anything like that in my house." And I was like, "All right, like calm down, fine."
Yeah. I can only think of maybe like 1 or 2 aunts off the top of the head that it could be.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, some people are freaked out by shit. I'm not a fan of like scary movies and shit either. I just don't. I have zero interest in them, and they trigger fucking like fight or flight in me, and I don't like that shit.
No, that's completely fair. Like, I like scary movies, but I like more suspense. Like, have you ever seen The Village?
Have I seen The Village?
Yeah,
I like the M. Night Shyamalan one.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I didn't really like it that much. I like M. Night Shyamalan movies a lot, but not all of them. Some of them are great. Some of them suck ass. That's
fair. I really like it, but I really like the people, the actors and actresses in it. I think that really sells it for me just in general. But it's like one of my all-time favorite movies besides like Silence of the Lambs.
You know that even though I'm familiar with all references and like I know everything as far as the synopsis of the movie goes, I've never actually seen Silence of the Lambs all the way through. Never once.
That's it's not your thing, so that's fine.
Like I know but,
what's his name?
Anthony Hopkins. He's a great actor.
Doing the sound.
Yeah, I ate his liver with what was it? Fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Fava beans.
Shit like that. I understand it. I get the references. I know, I've looked them up and all that shit, but I've never actually had the interest in watching them. It puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again and shit like that. Like, I'm not interested in it.
Did you know that Jodie Foster actually really hated when Anthony Hopkins made that noise? So he'd
Oh, no, I'm sure. That shit's unnerving as fuck. All her reactions were real because... I read something about that. Like, all her reactions were real because they didn't tell her what the fuck he was going to do. And, he's a method actor. So he can be really fucking terrifying if he wants to be.
Brilliant. I loved it.
Anthony Hopkins is an amazing actor.
I think that's why it makes it... That probably makes it such a good movie, though, is because her reactions are so genuine.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
Yeah. But, like, I 100%, people are like, I don't like scary movies, I don't want to watch them, even if they're like, I find them boring. That's fair. Like,
sometimes
everyone has
boring.
Their own thing. Yeah.
I used to watch, Freddy and Jason movies when I was a kid.
I've only ever seen one of them.
Well, it was because back then they showed, like, bush and tits and ass in all the movies, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. So as a kid, I'm just like, I just want to see titties, so I'm just like, not pay attention until that part came on, and then pay attention, and then stop paying attention again.
I will not lie. I watched Freddy vs. Jason. I think it was
that movie was terrible.
Number 5. Something's like number 5. Like they've made so many of them. But like there was, like people are naked and shit in these movies. Right. So I was younger. My mom probably like shielded my eyes or something.
Yeah, my parents didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Funny story about the Freddy vs. Jason. Actually, the one and only time I ever saw it, I was in Georgia. I was at a mall in Atlanta or some shit, and like we went in and started watching the movie. I fell asleep almost immediately because it was so boring, and I left. Like they were still in the movie theater, and I just left. And I went and go to the Hot Topic and started hitting on the chick in the Hot Topic. And that was it. That's what I did. They were all watching the movie, and I was hitting on them all. I had zero interest in the movie.
There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a cinematic masterpiece, to say the least, but there was definitely tits and ass. There was that, and I remember that part. The first scary movie I ever saw, well, technically, I guess it would be Jaws. But the first one, because I didn't consider, I liked watching Jaws, but the first one that I really considered scary was Halloween.
Michael Myers.
Like the original Halloween.
I could see why people would find him scary. Just out of, like, because same thing with Jason. Like, he's super persistent. Like, no matter what, you just can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it? Or some shit with, I forget. That's the one. Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. I almost said
Yeah. You hear and you're like, no, he's coming.
Yeah, like,
run.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, book it, bitch.
Yeah.
I, to this day, still love Halloween, like, that franchise. But it makes me want to fucking throw up watching it.
Really?
Like, I get, like, almost, like,
really
sick watching the movies, because it's gotten really gory.
Really?
And I'm like, it's fine. It was always kind of gory, but, like,
right.
In one scene of, like, the newer movie that they came out with, he hung somebody on, like, a hook. And it's, like, a fear of mine to, like, fall onto a hook.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. And I was like, like, I'm gonna hurl. I can't. But it was, like, that makes it so good, though. I'm like, I can't stop watching because I feel sick.
No, I'm good. I've had chicks, like, not
so,
want to fucking mess with me because I don't like scary movies and shit. Oh, you don't fuck with scary movies? Have a nice day. Like, okay.
Oh my god.
Psychopath.
That's a little extreme.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My friend that was just in our call, I sent a message to him, was like, recording podcast. You can stay, but just don't unmute. LOL, love you. And then he sends me a GIF because he's constantly like,
oh, somebody
like,
jumped in the VC on Discord? I didn't even notice.
Yeah. And so he, like, sent me a GIF, like a sexual GIF, and I'm like, oh my god, stop.
Mm.
So it's like a running joke between the two of us. I got weird friends.
I mean, everybody has.
But I'm kind of cool with it. Yeah.
But, like, if you don't have weird friends, then what's the point?
I know, right? You're not having fun. Yeah. So, since you don't like scary movies, I think we pretty much tapped our fucking paranormal experiences.
Pretty much.
I can't think of. I do remember this story I heard a long while ago, and I was like, when I heard it, it gave me goosebumps.
Mm.
So you tell me how you feel about it, alright?
Tell me.
Okay. So, I don't know if you're familiar with, like, the premise of skinwalkers.
I am. I used to watch Supernatural.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're good. So, the story takes place, this woman lives, her husband's Native American, so living out on the reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's traveling for work. I don't know exactly what I don't think she necessarily states, but she recently got had this dog for at least a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a service dog of some sort. So she let him out. It's like in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. She's a writer or something. So she lets the dog out. Oh, she's writing emails, sorry. She's like, lets the dog out to go to the bathroom. And so she went back to work. But I think part of her disability is maybe she's like short-term memory problems. Something along those lines. I can't remember. But So she doesn't remember if she lets the dog back in. And she hears the dog barking outside, and she goes, I thought I let him in. Oh shit. So she goes outside, or she opens the door, she goes, come on, come inside, come on inside. And he won't come in, so she starts walking down the ramp that they have towards this dog.
Mm-hmm.
And as she starts to get a little closer, he barks again, and she was like, huh, he sounds a little weird. And then she's looking at him and goes, he looks kind of funny. Why does he look a little funny? And then she just hears snarling and barking behind her inside the house where she had closed the door. Like, and she turns around and it's her calm, sweet dog who, like, never even, barks at a squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Is snarling, hair standing up on the inside, staring at the thing at the end of the ramp. So she runs in and slams the door shut. And the dog's, like, ferocious at the door.
Right.
So she and him run upstairs and they, like, lay there in bed, and she said, like, he was on guard all night. Like, he acted weird all night. And I was like, that gave me, like, chills. Just
a skin. They thought the thing was a skinwalker.
She later on describes. She says that the dog looked deformed, like it didn't fit right in its own skin. So a lot of people say, like, Native Americans will say that they can take the form of animals, but they don't look right. They almost look sickly or
that's a stupid fucking defense mechanism. How you gonna copy an animal and then look wrong? It's bad evolution, right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I guess, like, you could kind of look okay, but, like, it's from a distance, you can kind of get sneaky. But they can still kill you, so, like, I don't know. But they like torturing people, so, like, I think that's the whole point, is, like, it's the mind game. But then, like, if you look up how do you become a skinwalker,
eat human flesh or some shit.
No, that's a Wendigo.
Wendigo. Fuck.
In like Native American, yeah. Native Americans version of, like, this. You're not even supposed to say the word, but
yeah, I know. They're like demons to them. It's wild.
Yeah, they're a bad witch or a shaman.
Mm-hmm.
They're an evil shaman, so you have to, like, do unspeakable things like murder, rape, stuff like that. Like, it's really bad to
Dark
become
magic
one.
Type shit.
So they're generally, it's, if you say it's an evil being, it's not they're never gonna be good.
Right.
So it was just, so she was like, she always had problems, and so she goes,
excuse me.
I finally convinced my husband for us to move. They'd only been there, I think, for less than a year, and, like, strange things kept happening, and then that was, like, the end of her rope. She was like, I'm done! I want out! I don't want to be here anymore. Which is just fair. If a creepy-looking fucking dog ended up at the bottom of my ramp, I might be a little... That looked like my dog, but then didn't.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd be a little weirded out, too. That one, I told the story, and it gave me chills. Like, I don't know what it is, because it's, like, man's best friend, and when you fuck with that, like, trust, it, like, weirds me out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a lot of skinwalker stories, because I find it fascinating, and they can tend to be kind of creepy. But I don't want to bore people by keep telling skinwalker stories.
Yeah. You said you found other ones, though, right?
I did. Well, that's a skinwalker, right? You can see where Here you go. So I went based off of the title, so I did not read these at all. This one is called Something in the Attic, which creeps me out.
Something in the attic. So, yeah, that sounds fucking ominous.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what it's about, but I'm already freaked out. I don't know what the hell this is gonna be, though.
I don't like that.
Yeah, so
he doesn't
have an attic. I do. So
no, I used to have an attic. Like my very first apartment. I first turned 18 in Hialeah. Fucking, there was an attic.
Are you on the? Are you on the top floor?
Huh?
Or is it like a one-story?
No, it was like a villa type situation. One story.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it had an attic. I had never seen that shit much before, especially in an apartment. But It was the year The Grudge first came out.
Whoa. Okay.
And I got
yeah.
fucking roped into seeing The Grudge one Halloween with my ex-wife and her friend. That movie fucked me up, man. There's a scene where the bitch is in the attic.
Yeah.
And the Grudge, or whatever the fuck it's called, the ghost, the Japanese ghost lady, is up there doing creepy shit and just making that sound that I can't fucking stand. And yeah, it just fucked me up. I didn't go. I really didn't go in the attic after that. And that's fucked up because that's where I kept my porn too.
That is fucked up.
Fucked up. Remember I talked about like I always kept the stash of porn? Yeah, that was where my stash was.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get to it anymore because I was freaked out by the fucking Grudge.
Grudge ruined. I've never seen it.
It's fucked up. I don't know. It did something. It just I don't know. It was just super creepy. It's not like inherently scary, but just because it the way they move and the way they look and like it's fucking creepy.
It's unnatural.
It's very unnatural.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, and that's what freaks me out about it.
Well, I knew kids in school who watched it and it scared them, and I'd never seen it.
Yeah, it was
but I was
pretty
like, "What's
wild.
the noise that they make?"
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And so somebody, well, I did it earlier, but so someone was like, and someone was like, "Oh, I don't like that noise. It scares me." And I said, "Oh, okay." And my ass learned what the noise was during that class, and then randomly would walk past them and do it, just like throughout the. It scared them, but I was like, I've never seen it, so it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's a weird noise. I wouldn't lie. If I heard that behind me, I might be like... It was
that, like, the lady made that noise, and then there was her little... I don't know if it was, like, her little brother or some shit, but there was, like, a little ghost boy, too. And he just sounded like a cat all the time. He just... Like, he'd just be in the corner and be like... Like, what the fuck is that? It was so weird, bro.
Wasn't the whole thing about her that she drowned?
I don't remember. To be perfectly honest with you, I blocked out a lot of that fucking movie. But the story is essentially, fair. I think, like, the husband was abusive or some shit, and he killed the wife and child. I don't remember what the fuck. But it was some fucked up shit that, made ghosts or... It was fucking...
They angry, and now they make
like angry spirits. Like it was a Japanese-based movie, from what I understand. So I don't know. Okay. They love ghosts and shit over there.
They certainly do. I've heard some stories.
But yeah, please
continue
with your story.
This story was only posted 12 hours ago.
Get the fuck out of here!
Like fresh.
Oh, that's crazy.
I kid you not. I just looked up and saw that. Okay, here we go. When I was a kid, 50 years ago. Damn.
50 years ago.
All right.
I'm already. I don't believe this because somebody who's telling a story from 50 years ago probably doesn't know how to use a computer. So that's the first hole in the story. But go ahead.
Well, I'll say this. It kind of makes sense if they're that old because their grammar looks impeccable.
Okay.
People of my generation don't seem to do grammar well.
No, they don't. They definitely don't.
No. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, they're definitely older. It might not be 50 years ago, but definitely they're using Grammarly or something. So, when I was a kid, 50 years ago, we lived in a home that was built in 1911. That's fun.
Okay, boomer.
When I was 8 or 9 years old, my dad decided to begin finishing the attic, which until then was our cat's domain. Oh, that's already a fucked up thing. When the drywall went up, our black and white TV was moved upstairs, and we kids were relegated to the space for TV viewing. We hung Teen Idol posters to spruce up the place. One Easter, we took turns hiding eggs while the others hunted for them. We failed to find one of the eggs, and the hider forgot where they put it. Oh, the hider, sorry, my bad. The hider forgot where they put it. Luckily, it never smelled bad. Oh my gosh, you hid real eggs? I guess this was a long time ago.
We used to do that. We used to do that when I was a kid. We used to hide real eggs. They were hard-boiled, though.
Oh, we hid the plastic ones.
Nah, we did hard-boiled eggs. Like, yeah, I'm old.
Okay. Later that summer, we heard something rolling around the attic behind the drywall. My mom, who didn't believe in paranormal, said it was probably a mouse or squirrel that found the egg and was rolling it around.
That's what my
We
first
didn't
thought
believe
was.
that theory. I would have gone with that too. We didn't believe that theory mainly because we were kids, but also because the cat still hung out behind the drywall and would have hunted any rodents. Some cats be lazy. The attic had a light feeling when all three of us kids were there, but as the numbers of kids dropped, whoa, hold on. As the number of kids dropped, so the room became heavier. I think you guys just don't like being alone. I refused to actually enter the space when I was alone. Flash forward 2 years, when my parents plastered, painted, and installed a bathroom. They moved their bedroom into the attic. My dad worked shift work, and my mom was often sleeping alone at night. She came down one morning and told us that she had thought she was awake, but had felt something heavy hanging above her in bed. We told her it was the thing that was rolling the egg around. Yes, we still heard it 2 years later, and she poo-pooed us and told us to stop that nonsense. 3 days later, she got up and got on her bike to ride to work and said she felt something evil following her down the street. She never poo-pooed us again, but until her death, she would never actually admit there was anything in the attic. We moved 2 years later. That wasn't as scary as I was hoping it would be.
Weird. There's really
Yeah.
not much detail aside from like very vague like
No, I
sounds
mean,
and
it, it happened 50 years ago, and honestly,
apparently Granddad just can't recall the good details and shitty bits, huh?
you probably only remember the egg.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. The only thing, oh my god, all these were posted not long ago. This one was 16 hours.
That's what I'm saying. They gotta be like AI stories or some shit.
Maybe. The title of this one was, I've been hearing something that sounds like a dog for over 4 years. And I was like, please explain yourself. Okay, here we go. This is a shit show. Small heads up, some of the details are a little fuzzy at times. I don't remember exactly everything 100% correctly. Nobody does, that is memory. In January, February in 2020, I was gonna say 420.
Speaking of which, hold
around,
on.
around 7 or 8 p.m., I was on my school laptop watching the video when I started hearing something beyond unsettling. From my room, I could hear the sound of heavy paw steps coming from the kitchen, and some god-awful screaming sound that sounded like a dog in pain, just slowly creeping around my kitchen and dining room area for 15 minutes, doing nothing but screaming. Now, I have dogs, but I could tell from the sound of the paw steps that this wasn't one of mine. They sounded like they belonged to a way bigger dog than one of my Chihuahua Pomeranian mixes. Okay. I would say around the size of a German Shepherd, but that's just a guess. That's definitely a lot bigger
That's pretty big.
than
Yeah.
a Pomeranian. That's pretty big. All throughout 2020 and 2021, I would hear it walking through my house at night every so often. It wouldn't show up at any certain time, but usually it was around 11 p.m. Huh?
It's a pandemic ghost. It's a ghost that died of COVID. He still thinks he's on lockdown and
Right. Usually happen around 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons
ghost.
for a while. Yeah, right? People sleeping. You can't do this shit at 5 p.m.
Bitch, I gotta go to work. What the fuck?
Exactly. Which is one of the reasons for a while I thought I could have just been half asleep or something. Around the end of 2021, I moved states and assumed I wouldn't have to deal with whatever the thing was anymore. And for a while, I was right. For around a year, I didn't hear it at all. I would have weird and uncomfortable experiences like my dog in my room randomly getting up or out at my door, but nothing really besides that until recently. I heard the same thing again, what I believed to be the same creature in my house walking around downstairs and making whimpering noises. The only notable thing was wasn't downright screaming like it was before. I generally don't know what to do. Every time I hear this thing, I get this horrible feeling of dread, and I don't even know what it is besides that it sounds like it walks on all fours, has paws, and sounds like a bigger dog. Any sort of advice or input on this could be, and whatever or what to do would be highly appreciated. People are probably going to say, like,
Oh, what?
a hellhound. Yeah, that's the only thing.
I mean, not like I know a shit ton about it, but like it could be. Was it or what they used to talk about all the time on Supernatural? A black dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, black dogs
Like
and
the
hellhounds and
hellhounds,
stuff
buck
like
dogs.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. People are basically saying, like, from what I see, like, according to the legend, seeing one leads to a person's death. So, like, because you're hearing it, it's trying to tempt you to go look at it.
Right.
Yeah, so. But it requires 3 sightings for the curse to take effect and kill the victim. So, as long as you don't look at it, you're good. Just don't go finding it, and you're alright. But, like, truck drivers will say they'll see a black dog run across the road.
Mm.
And then they'll see it, like, run across the road 2 more times.
Glitch
And,
in the
like,
Matrix.
nothing happens. Yeah. So that one wasn't that bad. I'm being stalked by a skinwalker. This all happened about 1 month ago, June. At first, I thought this was all just a coincidence, but as I said, this has been happening for just over a month. So I don't think it's just a coincidental series of unfortunate events anymore. If there's anyone out there who's reading this and is able to tell me if it's a skinwalker or something else, please reach out to me and tell me. My 1-year-old rat at the time had died. You know what? I forget people have rats as pets. That's fine. It was my first pet, so I was obviously gutted, but it was almost at the end of its time,
That's only lived like a couple of years.
so I
anyway.
was expecting it. I was gonna say, I don't think they live very long. My rat was big, and I mean big, like the size of an adult Chihuahua. Big dog.
Big fucking
Big.
rat.
That's like that's a New York rat.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I said it was my first pet, so I didn't know that wasn't normal. But that wasn't the only weird thing about it. It made a dog howling noise instead of a rat squeak. Bro, I think you had a Chihuahua.
Yeah, that's a Chihuahua, dude. That's not a rat.
Yeah, I laughed at it at the time, but now I feel dumb for laughing it off and jumping to conclusions. And sometimes it would just stand there on its back 2 legs, and that is normal, especially because I had a curious rat. Wait.
Is he sure? Like, I don't think it was a rat. I think he just had like a capybara with autism or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Probably a curious rat, one of the different types of rats. But not the way he would do it. What? Okay. He would stand there for hours just watching and howling time to time. When it died, my mother weirdly insisted on showing me the body, but I didn't really care, so I wasn't that bothered about it. I don't understand.
Yeah, this story makes no sense.
No, but I'm hoping it gets interesting. Alright. I like going on walks with my friends because telling stories is... Okay. I like going on walks with my friends because we both have the same humor, so we make each other laugh a lot. Alright. We walked for a bit, noticed the deer that was following us. We tried to get it to come... This is where the story should have started.
Right.
In my opinion. This is where we should have started. We walked for a bit and noticed the deer that was following us. We tried to get it to come here, making noises like that, while rubbing our thumbs on our... It's not a cat, it's a deer. Surprisingly, it walked right up to us. We got a picture with it, and then we were on our way. About 15 minutes later, we saw the same deer galloping like a horse, but the weird thing is that it was on its back 2 legs. We bursted out laughing, and of course, no one would believe us, so we didn't tell anyone and just went on with our lives. That's not normal!
No, not at all.
Like, Okay, like they've never seen animals before. I'm just confused.
Yeah, no, like these people
1 week
don't
ago, I
even know what the
came.
fuck animals are. And furthermore, have you
I
ever
guess
seen a
not.
deer that just like there's if a deer comes right up to you, there's probably something wrong with it. They're usually very skittish.
That or they were raised by humans and
Or
thinking you're
something.
gonna help
I don't
them
know.
or
It's
give them
just they
food.
don't usually
Yeah,
fuck with humans.
it's not a normal occurrence. 1 week ago, I came to where I am now in a hotel where they do live acts at the pub. Oh, so this is in England,
Uh,
I think. Both exit and entrance. Wait, both exit and entrance of the hall are outdoors. So it would be completely normal for dogs, cats to walk in and out the seemingly endless hallway.
how
I
is
was
that
just
normal?
coming out of the pub, but I don't know. When I saw a middle-aged, obese woman loudly mumbling, "Waiter, waiter, someone please help me." She said, "Ma, I was only able to get half a syllable before I stopped and gasped at her head turned 180 degrees with one crack of her neck as I quickly. Okay, but like that's normal. We can turn our heads 100. I think they mean 360.
Hmm.
With one crack of her neck as I quickly ran around the corner, starfish on the wall, and everything. Once I turned the corner, her feet were dragging along the ground. It was like an invisible entity was dragging her down the hall. I hid around the corner for about 5 minutes before running to my room, where I went straight to sleep. I woke up that night to an animal moaning and scratching at the front door. That was the last night, and I'm going hunting for the monstrosity on the 23rd of July, and I can't wait to get the. I will update you all soon. Goodbye. They never updated,
Of course not.
so
Because it's a bullshit
I didn't
story,
get
and
goodbye.
it's supposed to allude to
Yeah,
like
this
he never
was.
came back and shit.
Yeah, this
That's
was
why I
this was
can't. That's
definitely
why I don't
like
read
made
those
up.
type of stories usually. Because it's like, all right, man.
Like it's one thing if people like someone genuinely thinks something happened to them, and I'm like, okay, fine, like I read it, no problem. But it's one thing when you're like, I'm just gonna make up a story, and then I'm kind of like, well, I, this is all over the place. I don't. Something in the attic was not great, but I'm listing this one number three. Something in the attic number two, and then the dog one is number one for me.
The dog one is number one. I don't know. I didn't really fucking. I wasn't really enamored by any of them.
No, I don't think any of them are particularly spooky or great in any way, but if I had to rank them, that's how I'd rank them.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I'd just be really annoyed if a fucking dog was moaning and groaning
Oh yeah,
at 3 in the morning.
definitely. I don't
The
own
egg
any
thing, I'd
pets,
be
and there's a
like,
big reason for that. When I moved into this place from my other place, one of the things was like, there's no pets allowed. Okay, perfect.
you're like, no problem, thank you.
I like animals. I just don't want to live around.
Yeah, I just. Also, if it like, I don't think I would have not gone to look.
Really?
Like,
I
I
mean,
would
not
have
without a
gone to be
fucking
like,
gun
who
or
the
something.
fuck is making this noise in my house?
Right.
I would be walking out there with a baseball bat, going like, "What's popping? What are we doing?"
Nah, I would probably have to be like, approach something like that.
I mean, all I got is a baseball bat. Besides my BB
There's
gun.
some fundamental things that are just, standard issue when it comes to monster hunting, and one of them is a shot.
I don't have that.
Get one? No, they're not hard to get. I don't. You don't even need a
No, I mean,
license
I
in most
want
cases.
one.
Yeah. I mean, like I
I
said,
do want one.
that's up to you. But fact of the matter
Yeah.
is, yeah, you get one.
I mean, like out of all my weapons that I have, the BB gun I'd have to pump several times
No, that's
to get another shot
that's
off.
just asking for profit. Plus, the BB gun is not going to
Yeah.
do much more than annoy the fucking person you're shooting it at.
Exactly. So, the baseball bat is going to be my most effective weapon.
I actually have a pretty interesting.
I have an axe.
I have a CO2 slug launcher. That's like it looks like a revolver, and it basically can throw anything that's 50 cal. So like paintballs, rubber balls, pepper balls.
There you go.
You know, the ones that the
Pepper
powder,
balls, there
the
you
powder
go.
inside. They basically
Yeah.
like, you know, I got those. I got 50 cal ball bearings that I can fire out of it as well. Let me
There you
tell
go.
you, that shit ain't gonna feel good.
Nope.
Even the rubber
I forgot. I
balls
do have a.
feel like a punch to the face.
Oh, it stings.
Oh,
Yeah.
worse than that.
Yeah.
Trust me. The rubber balls feel like a fucking
I have-
punch to the face.
I forgot I have an axe in my room.
Again, melee weapons are good, but you want something that's going to destroy in the click of a button. And that's what a shotgun's going to get you.
But for what I have in my room right now,
Yeah.
I'd be rolling out there with an axe.
I mean, you don't even necessarily have to fucking do buckshot in the shotgun. You can totally do birdshot. You know what I mean?
I mean, what are we talking about? Like to deter people or like?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't
animals?
want to kill nobody, that's what you're worried about. That's understandable. So don't use
I
buckshot.
would
Buckshot
do
will kill a motherfucker. Birdshot will teach him a lesson for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, or you can do. They make rock salt slugs. Like you can do.
Yeah,
rock salt.
no, I'm going to stick with buckshot because if you're stupid enough to come into my house, you deserve it.
Well, here's my thing: is I'm cool with doing maybe 2 non-lethals and then a lethal after that.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
So, like,
you're supposed
I'll
to do
shoot-
birdshot,
yeah.
buckshot. That's it.
Yeah. So I'll pepper you with some fucking rock salt or the beanbag slug thing.
I do like the
want one of
beanbags. I do like the beanbag. Oh shit!
I like the
zoomed in.
beanbag.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the beanbags because I just like the idea of fucking. You know, you can still kill a motherfucker with those. You know that, right?
Yeah, you have to like hit him in the head or like hit him in the chest too many times. I think you're supposed to like
hit him in
the
between
leg.
heartbeats or some shit. I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Some fucking crazy.
you can. That's why I like the rock salt those because it just really fucking stings.
Yeah.
It's not gonna kill you. You can shoot him with it multiple times.
Right.
The beanbag, you have to be careful. You want to aim for like the knee. They ain't coming after you if they can't walk.
You're right. You're not wrong.
That's-
You're not wrong.
So you came in my house, you're a threat to me. I'll take out your leg, bro. Like you're not gonna be walking right after this.
I'll just take out your soul. You know what I'm saying? It's way quicker, man.
Yeah.
You're like strategically aiming and shit. I'm just like fucking. You know.
I'd probably aim center mass.
That's
gonna lie.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But it's buckshot. If it's it's gonna go. It's gonna spread. So
Well, with the beanbag, I would just aim center.
yeah. No. Yeah. I got a pistol. I'll be right back.
Welcome back. You might hear it in the recording, you might not. I was playing my ukulele a little bit while
You doing
you
what?
were gone. I was fucking around with the ukulele.
Oh, that's cool. I love the ukulele. It's one of my favorite
I was
instruments.
trying to learn. It's so fun. I have a hard time playing guitar, but it's small enough that I can really.
You know who plays the guitar pretty well? Anthony, actually.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah.
I think most people in our family are quite musically inclined.
My father was definitely the musician. He taught me how to play the guitar. He taught me how to play drums. Intricacies of building a studio and recording and stuff. But he also did it by smacking the shit out of me when I got it wrong. So I'm not into that shit too much. I don't really play instruments anymore. Although I do want to learn how to play the piano. I've always wanted to learn how to. Just never got around to it. Well, yeah.
I do like the piano.
You know who knows how to play the piano like really well? Monica.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Why do I feel like she's probably one of those kids at recitals?
Another fun fact: she was almost a professional golfer.
You told me that.
Yeah, when she was like a kid, like
I
a teenager.
cannot golf.
Weird as shit.
Piano's a golf.
Yeah, that's why I don't take her to mini golf because
tell-
she'll beat the shit out of me every time.
I was so smug when I beat her at the golf on game.
What game?
But I was like, if we were playing in real life, you would whip my ass.
Yeah, she definitely would. Definitely would.
Because we played like the putt-putt game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I only beat her once, and then she kicked my ass the rest of the time. So
Sounds about right.
I relished the first win.
For sure.
Maybe, yeah. But did you? What other instruments did you learn how to play?
That's about it. Yeah, just drums and
Guitar and
guitar.
drums.
I've always had an
Yeah.
interest in the violin, but like it's one of those things. Like unless you started when you're a kid, you're not going to pick. And then the piano. That was about it. There's other interesting instruments that I enjoy. I just have no interest in them.
That's fair. I have like 5 guitars.
You have 5 guitars, really? That's
Can't play
crazy.
any. Yeah, I can't play any of them. I can play like tabs, like certain songs,
Where did you
but
get all those goddamn guitars?
it's really hard. Well, I got my first one. Um, well, I wanted to learn how to play guitar when I was really little.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had bought me a little acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I, being an irresponsible little shit, left it outside and it got ruined. It rained on it and it destroyed it. So for a long time, I didn't have any instruments. Then my mom, I begged her, and she bought me an electric guitar. And I had
Nice.
that one for a long time. And then my dad, knowing that I like guitars, kept finding fucking guitars randomly
Mm-hmm.
down south. And, like, people throwing them out on the side of the road. And my dad would fix them up, and he gave them to me. So he gave me 2. One was a Dean Martin Vendetta. Something Vendetta.
Okay.
Vendetta, I don't know. I like it. It's a really nice electric guitar. And then I got
some pictures. I've never seen them.
yeah, I'll have to pull them out and send you pictures of them. But I can't play any of them really because I have a hard time playing chords.
Right.
My fingers just don't reach. My hands too small.
You got stubby hands.
So yeah, and because I have the curved pinky, it doesn't help when I need to reach like a far.
That's funny. Anthony
fret.
has that too,
Yeah.
but he plays just fine with it.
So I don't know. Maybe if I would have practiced more, I like doing tabs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not practicing, then there's no reason you're not able to play.
Tabs is one thing, like, I find I can read them well enough, and it's just fun. You can, like, pick up and go with tabs, for me. I can, like, knock out a song, but it's still kind of hard with the chords. But anyways, so I like guitars. Even if I don't play them, it's kind of like a collection of mine.
Right.
And then I have an acoustic electric.
Yeah, my
So I have
dad
3
used to have one
electric.
of those. I think
and
Anthony has it
acoustic
now.
which I bought.
Macy has it. I don't know. I don't remember who has it.
And then I was like, I want to play the ukulele. I want to learn that. I think that's really cool. So I bought myself a little ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been putzing around on it. I've learned a couple of chords. So I really enjoy it. I've also played keyboard. I learned how to play some stuff on the keyboard.
I mean, shit,
Jeremy
if you
gave
know how
me
to
the
play the
old one.
keyboard, you're halfway to the piano anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know, like, I knew how to play, like, the xylophone or whatever, the marimba or something.
I like those.
Band.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's very similar
To a degree.
to a piano. Yeah. So that helped a little bit when I was trying to learn at home on the keyboard. But it's kind of like tabs. You can go through, people just show you which fucking thing to hit on the keyboard, and you just learn it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need to know. It helps.
Always
if
good
you
to
wanna read sheet
know.
music
It's
and-
always good to know how to read sheet
know.
music, and it's always good to know where your chords and
Yeah.
chords and all that shit are. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to know in order to be okay at playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was in band, so I played
Right.
saxophone.
Man, that's a hard instrument to fucking play.
I loved playing the saxophone. It was so much fun. I was in beginner band and jazz band, and I played alto sax. And then the next year, I was in same thing. I was in like intermediate band in jazz band, but I got pushed up to the tenor sax.
Mm-hmm.
And then my third year in middle school, I was in beginner band, jazz band, and symphonic band. And in 2 of my classes, I was in percussion. I completely switched to percussion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was still playing the tenor sax and symphonic band.
Right.
Which then eventually I got switched to percussion in all 3 of my classes. So I had 3 band classes a day.
That's fucking nuts.
In middle school. I loved it. I had so much fun. Reading sheet music is cool. It's a cool skill to have.
Mm-hmm.
It was very enjoyable, and I think I wasn't even like a great musician. I just really enjoyed music, and that's what made it for me.
Yeah, that's the important part. It doesn't matter.
I got to listen to and like working together as a team to set, like at first we'd sound like shit, and then we'd get to a point where it's like we all knew it was how it was supposed to sound, and then we get there, and like that was so satisfying.
Right. I was in stuff.
But I didn't like my. Too. Yeah, so like that was a lot of fun. Then we got to high school, and band in high school is completely different. It's marching band. There's no concert band.
Right. Well, it depends on the school.
But... And I was like, I'm not interested. Well, mine didn't have it, so I was like, I'm not interested in doing marching. I'm not into that. So I was like, I'm done. And I thought the band director is a dick, and I stand by that to this day because I quit. I never really started with them. I only went for like the summer between high school and middle school to see if I liked it, or it was between 7th and 8th grade, I think. And there was a summer camp at the high school to learn and participate, see if I'd be interested in high school. And I said I didn't want to go back. I went for like the first 2 days, and then I was like, I'm good. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I didn't like the people in the band necessarily, but the director seemed like a real dick. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he called me Q.
Why?
So every time he'd see me, he'd go, "Hey Q," because I quit.
So
he called me Q every time he'd see me. And I walked up to him one day. I was like, "Don't call." Yeah, I was like, "Don't call me that." I was like, I didn't come back because I didn't like it. I don't like the band here. Like, I like told him off.
Right.
He never called me Q again. But yeah, he was just a kind of a dick, and his wife was the band director at the other high school that I could have gone to. Mm-hmm. So either way, I wouldn't have liked either of them. Mm-hmm. So it kind of ruined it for me.
I never did any of that in high school or middle school. My high school and middle school careers were pretty much just all like hoodlum shit and drugs and yeah. But in elementary school, I was in like the choir. Not choir. It wasn't choir. It wasn't glee. It wasn't anything like that. But it was similar to that. And it was because my voice hadn't changed yet, and I can still hit high notes. And I had a massive crush on Miss Londano, the music teacher in my elementary school. Anyway.
That's funny because in elementary school, I was in like the choir too. But they took everybody because there wasn't enough people who signed up, and I definitely can't sing.
I mean, I don't know. I have an okay voice. I just only sing in the shower. Doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, I definitely sing in the shower. I sing more in the car when I'm by myself. I'm shy though. As soon as somebody gets around me, if I start to actually sing, I have to make a joke out of it. Because like I'm afraid that I'm not going to be good enough and people are going to judge me for not being able to sing.
I mean, again, fuck what people think. It doesn't matter.
Like it's a subconscious thing. Like I'm like, I could have hit that. Why didn't I do it? I'm like, I just automatically sabotage myself.
I had a chick I was dating at one point tell me I sucked while we were in the car. Okay.
Like, I'm not doing it to be professional. I'm doing it because I like the song.
Right. It was like Red Hot Chili Peppers. It wasn't like nothing like. I wasn't like flexing acoustic balls or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was like, oh okay. And I never sung in front of her.
Rude ass.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, obviously, but
my mom does not sing. You could tell she wants to, but she won't do it because she doesn't feel like she can sing, which is fine. You know, tone deaf is fine. I don't really care. But like, if we're vibing to a song, we can turn the song up a little bit more so we can still hear it, and then we can yell and be tone deaf together. Like, it doesn't matter to me. If we're singing and having fun, I don't care how we sound, as long as we're singing and having fun. You know?
right. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what music's about.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Growing up, I can't think of a time I've ever like anything more than like being in the car, like mildly singing along to like Pink Floyd or some shit. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard her like belt one out or anything.
Oh, Monica?
No, I'm talking about your mom.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, she doesn't. She like mumbles.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's about it. Like you'll
so,
catch her saying
like,
the words, but not singing.
Yeah. I'm like, just fuck it. Like, I turn up the radio. I'm like, come on, sing, and I like have to get her into it, and then she'll like start singing with me.
You got to think like what kind of like learned behavior.
Oh, I'm sure some of her past boyfriends were complete fucking dickwads. And
I think it probably goes more back to.
I
think it goes probably more back to like grandpa.
Or
yeah.
I'm
goddamn
sure.
Kid, shut the hell up. You know, that type of shit.
I'll be singing and vibing in my room, and she'll text me going, "It was cute at first, but you're off tone. Like, stop." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm having a good time in my room. Turn your TV up so you can't hear me." So she can hear me now, that's for sure, because I'm yelling. I gotta get her to watch this episode. This is a good episode.
Is it?
I'm really liking this. I'm vibing with the topics.
Are we? Okay. Well, I like all the episodes.
Yeah. Well, I am. I can talk about music. That's kind of movies. That's kind of easy shit, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do we ever want to have guests?
I mean, it would be nice, but like I'd have to actually like the person.
See, maybe you can get my mom on.
That would be fun.
I can see that. What are you doing?
Nothing. I was looking at my phone. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to outrun the Skinwalker. I just got to outrun you. Bye, bitch.